Alright, so I'm really excited about this one. I got a new mask. That's my old one right there. You know, you probably already know, it's all over the internet. Everybody knows what's inside this case, what mask is in this case. You can see the shape of it. I'm really excited about it because it's a brand new colorway. It's the Predcam Unite goggle. I have the red lens on, and it's actually coming out really cool on the camera. I got this mask as an upgrade. The foam on my profilers was kind of failing, and I figured time to upgrade to a high-end mask. I just wanted to take a look at it. I haven't gotten out on the field yet to play with it, so I'm just going to take it out of the case, and I'm going to show you some of the things about it. First thing you'll notice about it is the pattern. I think the pattern is really cool, and the best part about this pattern is this mask doesn't look like any of the other masks. If you look at the guys who Unite developed this mask with, the Predators, the UK Predators, they're a woods ball tournament team out in the UK. If you look at their masks and then you look at this mask, you'll notice the patterns are completely different. That I love. I think that's really cool. Is this strip of brown, this strip of green, all the rest of it. This is completely different layout to the Rhodesian camo that they use compared to every other mask. I think that's really cool. I'm not going to go into like lens removal or reviewing it or anything. There's a million of those videos out already. I just want to look at the colorway. I like the strap. It has the logo for the team right on it. That's the UK Predators logo right there. If you circle around to the very middle, you can see the Union Jack on there. It's because it's like I said, it's a UK team. Great guys, really really polite from how I've dealt with them so far. The pattern continues all the way onto the strap and the chin strap. You'll only get that pattern on the chin strap on the Predator Cam goggles, which I really appreciate. I think that looks really cool. And yeah, I really like this colorway, and I'm really impressed with the mask overall. One thing I did notice is that nobody has camera mounts for these masks, and other than the color of this mask, that's what I really wanted to talk about with this, is this camera mount. I got this from the people over at Calvert Creative Solutions. Beth and Doug did this one up. This is the very first Unite goggle camera mount for the GoPro. And I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing so far. I like that they didn't fill it in all the way on the screws. They give you slots so that even when you put the screws in, it gives you that ventilation still. And then they kept ventilation in mind because there's so little venting on top of this mask as is. They went and they didn't make it flat underneath. They gave you a little bit of a venting relief there as well. And I like how low profile it is. You saw earlier I pulled this mask out of the case. So because it is so low profile, they didn't take up a whole lot of room in the case. It still fits in the case, which is really cool, which I really love this case. I didn't want to lose the ability to use it, right? It's really form-fitted to the mask. And I didn't want to have to go out and buy another case when one came with it, right? And one that I really love. So I'm really excited to get out on the field and try this out on the field. See how it performs, how well it holds the camera. Right now I have my Hero 3, my camera that I use on the field, out and set up as it'll go on this mask. So I'm just going to show you the difference mounting between the Unite and my previous mask, the Profiler from V-Force, where I have my old mount, my Unanistan mount, and I'm just going to show you the difference between the two mounts, and you can make up your mind. I know already that I'm probably going to like this more, but you can decide for yourself and go from there. Alright, so we'll go in right ahead. to mounting it to the Unite. You can see it's just a little cap's head bolt. Very low profile, very sleek. You just stick your mount in. You can find the friggin' hole. There you go. And then you tighten it up. Get it nice and snug in there. It goes in quite a ways. You might want to get an actual key. This, for me, this set keeps hitting my lens, so I have to go the long way now. But you just snug it up right there. Doesn't have to be too snug, and it holds in place, and it works for me. What I'm going to do probably is going to take a notch out of this arm right here so that I can remove this piece to have it a little bit lower profile, a little closer to my head. But other than that, until I do that, this is how I'm going to run it, and it works. It looks really well, or works really well, looks really good. Don't have this arm right here sticking out on the bottom connection. It just maintains that low profile of the mask, which I love. Taking it off of here now, this will be fun, just because of the tool, not because of the mount. And it is really easy to take out. Because of that cap screw, you can get your fingers on it once you can see the bolt, and then it comes right off. It comes on, goes on, and slides out really easy. You saw it. There was no fucking around with it, nothing like that. It's just in, put the screw in, the screw holds it nice and snug. Take the screw out, you slide it off, no problem. Like every other GoPro accessory out there, it's basically just slide it in, slide it out. It's really overbuilt on the sides here, that I like. So you don't, I can pinch this all day. I'm not going to crack it. I'm not going to break it. So going over now to the V-Force, we'll just check out the Unanistan mount and give you a point of reference, kind of like a comparison of the two, right?
Battery is dying.
Okay. So over here on my V-Force, I have my Unanistan mount. And you can tell already, you can see a couple differences. The Unanistan mount kind of robs you of just a little bit of ventilation, which on a profile is not a huge deal because you have just this massive amount of ventilation on the top of this mask that, sacrificing a little bit is not a huge deal. But when it comes to a mask like a Unite or an i4, where they're already low profile masks, they're tight in, the venting's really small, that flat might rob you of that ventilation that you need. It's a little less low profile than the CCS mount, just because it sticks straight up, and you need to use your GoPro hardware with it, and you get the thumb screw, and it doesn't, to me, it never really seemed that fit and polished. You can see the layers and all that. And then Dono, over at Stuff with Dono, his actually these outside pieces here broke off on his, so he had to, he has to kind of put his GoPro on and then put those on and then like screw it all together. That's what he had to do for a while until he got his CCS mount. So we'll put the GoPro on this one. I just got to change the angle. There's two different mounts, two different angles, and you'll see like this one. There's a bit of a pain. This one's a lot more snug. So there's a little fucking around with it. And you put that in. And I mean, I'm not putting this in the same direction as this, just because that way I have a better grip of everything. But even if I did, it wouldn't change the profile of it, really. But going how I would wear it while I was on the field, it does, because it is so much taller, it does kind of stick out a little bit more on the mask. I mean, it's a great mount, it's sturdy, it's served me well for the time that I've been using this mask. I just feel like there's a lot of things that can be improved upon with the unit stand mount, and that's why I'm really excited about the CCS mount, because I feel like they've improved upon that. You know, the unit stand mount has a thin side things. They don't have the thin side things. They've built them up. They've engineered them to last, right? It's not as tall, so it's lower profile. I'll be able to sit my camera and my mounting arm closer to the top of my my head, and it won't stick out as much. I'm actually just really excited about this mount, trying a new mount as opposed to the one I've been using. If you want to pick one of these mounts up, I think Doug has to do a couple tweaks here and there. Like I said, this is the very first one that they've printed. So he is going to be tweaking the design by a couple millimeters here and there to improve the fit into the mask. And then, you know, a couple other engineering things. They won't really matter to you, the end user, but they're perfectionists over there, so they're going to get them done, and they're going to change them, and they're not going to release it until they're absolutely happy with it. When they do release it, they've told me they're going to do green, yellow. I think they have glow in the dark. They have white. I think they said something about red. They're going to have a whole bunch of color options like they have had on all their products in the past, which I think is another really cool thing that this has over the Unanistan mount, is that you're going to be able to get this matched to the color of your mask. If you have a blue Unite, you're going to be able to get a blue mount. If you have a red Unite, you're going to be able to get a red mount. You have a white Unite, you're going to be able to get a white mount. If you want to stick out in those scenario games, you know, night games at PRZ, you're going to be able to get a glow-in-the-dark mount. Right? I think that's just really cool, in my opinion. I'm probably going to get some glow-in-the-dark gear for my diadem when I get it. I think that would look really cool. So, that's your look at the Predcam Unite. I think it's a really sexy mask. It looks really good. I'll let you know in the future how the dip holds up to play and wear and tear. And that's your first look at the GoPro mount for the Push Unite from Calvert Creative Solutions. Go check them out. I will put the link to their website in the description. If you have any other kind of mask that you're looking for a mount for, don't be afraid to hit them up. They're great people. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Have fun on the field.